Microphone checker, microphone wrecker. I'm back with the yeah. So I made a couple videos about school and shit, and I thought I'd talk a little bit more on it. The last thing I had said on the other video is on the other video was that teacher that told us about he wanted an intern to do a couple of things that he didn't have time to do. So he wanted to get an intern. He knew he wasn't gonna pay the intern all this money. It was just like cheap $7 below minimum wage. He was gonna give the intern to do the work that he didn't have time to do. And he knows that's messed up, but he's like, yo, I can't afford to pay nobody the amount that they're supposed to get. So what's the best thing to do? Get an intern, and they'll be able to say, hey, I have work experience and whatnot. And he put out the flyer, whatnot, and the amount of people, the amount of kids that applied for it. And he asked them like, yo, send me a little portfolio, or here's this I want done. Sh- do this, and if I like it, I'll hire you. And he said, yo, the amount of bullshit that they sent to him, like things that he was like, oh my god, like what who's teaching you this? Like, it's horrible, right? And it's like he had one person who went to this big name school, and big name school means a whole lot of money, right? So this kid sent some work, and he was just looking at it. He was like, yo, this is what this kid went to that school, paid all this money, and this is the type of work he's putting out. This shit is horrible. He's like, I can't even get this guy for an internship. An internship. You can't even get an internship. So it's like, who's gonna hire you? Who's gonna hire you in order for you to pay off that tuition? And he was just like, yo, this whole school thing, kids sit there and think, oh, I'm going to this school, is that school, it's big, is da da da. It's like they're not giving you a Willy Wonka golden ticket to to get a job, to get paid. You know what I mean? It's like all the work you really have to do it on your own. So whether it's a big name school or not, that's why I said in the last video that all the knowledge you're getting from school is from a book. So why not get you the freaking book and do your own reading? You know what I mean? Do your own reading, because all school is that. That's all they do. Teach you. You learn from the book, and the teacher just talks or explains a little thing that you didn't understand. So you start early, you know. But the teacher was like, "Yo, this kid cannot go get a job. That means that tuition, that student loan, he's not gonna be able to pay it, because this field he goes in is, one, is hard, and two, the work he's putting out is horrible. So that means they didn't really teach him all that great stuff. But he owes all this money, and he's like, yo, I feel bad for the kid, but it's like I can't even hire him to do the work that I wanted him to do as an intern. That's ridiculous. So the teacher was like, yo, school at the end of the day is just a business. That's all it is. School is a business. It's one of those businesses that there is no end to it, right? Because you're living in a time where it's hard to get a job, but every job sits there and tell you, yo, you don't have a degree, you don't have this, you don't have that, we can't hire you, right? So in recessions, when stuff like that happens, you're forced to go to school. You're forced to go to school. Whether it's good time or bad time, you're forced to go to school because they tell you higher learning, higher pay. So that's one of those businesses. A school is a business. That's one of those businesses that's like, it's really hard to, put down. And one of the things that they do, which I should have put in the other video, um, is that they ask these kids, oh, you got to maintain a certain grade to be accepted to the school. You have to get a certain grade. And these kids are like, oh, this must be really a really great school. The parents sit there and think that too. Well, it's like, why do you need a great GPA? You need a great GPA to show that you actually a student that's really about learning, a student that's gonna come in their school and be about learning and stay focused and keep your grades up. Because at the end of the day, the schools are graded on whether the kids are doing good or not, right? So if you sit there, you hire a bunch of kids whose GPA, they get to the school, their GPA is horrible, it's gonna make the school look bad. If the school looks bad, then they can't raise the tuition price. So therefore, they sit there and say, "Hey, I'm gonna accept all these kids with the really great GPA. They're gonna come here and work and work and work, and then when we put them out there, we'd be like, yo, our school, we're the top rated, we this, we that, we're such a great school. Cause look at the students, look at their grades. We're doing an amazing job, blah blah blah. So next year we're raising tuition. Next year we're raising tuition, right? But if your school is doing really bad, like if the students in your school are doing really bad, their GPA is bad, then the school gets a lower grade, and then they can't sit there and raise tuition. What you raising tuition for? You ain't teaching nothing, right? So that's why they sit there and tell all these high school kids, oh yeah, you need a certain level of GPA. Your GPA needs to be here to be accepted here. It's because when they get into school, they want them to be working their asses off, and then they could raise the tuition fee, and they could make their money. At the end of the day, all they care about is their money. Everybody that goes to school, they're like, okay, you graduate, good luck, go find you a job and pay us back. Or not even pay us back because they're getting paid because you took a student loan out. You just have to pay the bank back. The bank already paid them, so you're stuck. It's like now your responsibility is to pay that bank, not us. We got our money already. And it's like that's all school is about. They don't really care like that for the students. You come in there for 4 years and then you out, and you get those cases that those kids have a really nice GPA, and then throughout the school year, their shit drops. What happens? They kick their asses out. I know two dudes, two brothers who went to school, and they went over there thinking, yo, I'm about to party, turn up, and all that. And their GPA dropped. They kicked their ass right out. Now they back, and now they owe this. They owe all that money, all that tuition. They owe that. They have to pay it. And it's like, what are they back in here doing? They're back in here working at your little Target, Walmart, little McDonald's. That's that's the jobs that they're gonna get to pay off that tuition. And tuition was not cheap. They might as well have stayed their ass here, stayed their ass home, and just work those stores and whatnot. Like you have tuition you gotta pay, and you didn't learn shit. You didn't finish. Like that's horrible. And you get the schools who give you scholarships. Yeah, they give you a scholarship. You have to maintain your grade because if you don't, it's a bad look on them. It's not really, oh, we want your kids to be smart. No, we want to be able to be rated number one or up there so we could charge. So they give you a scholarship. Really, the scholarship is for what? You're gonna work your ass off. Athletic scholarship. You're gonna work your ass off, and they end up making a profit off of you playing. You're really nice. A lot of kids are gonna come out. They get paid. Like I remember, what's that thing that was on the news? That school that the football players went on strike or whatever you want to call it, and because they didn't play the game, the school lost $1 million. $1 million is being made off of y'all, but y'all sit there like, oh yeah, I got a scholarship. Like they care. Nah, it's all about money at the end of the day. The teachers getting paid. That's why a lot of people switch to being teachers. Like I was talking about last video of the teacher, the art guy who ended up being a teacher in order to pay off his student loan. So everything, the whole school thing is just about money. It's really a nice place. Like you look at these big name schools, like the coaches are flying private jets, going to these kids' houses and talking to the parents, like, yeah, your son comes to my school, this and that. Yeah, your son comes to my school is basically like, especially like if you look at the basketball area, it's basically like they have their own NBA, except they're not paying the students. They just give them a scholarship, and they're like, yeah. But it's like these kids are playing, flying around, doing all this. It's damn near impossible to really be on top of everything because they're stretching you out. Like you playing ball, you got practice, you tired, then you have nine chapters to read. I love saying nine chapters. You got all these other things to read and stuff. It's like you don't have time for it. That's why you had a couple of students who athletes who sat there and complained about the schools giving them some BS classes just to have a really great GPA. They really don't have to attend these classes. They just have to write an essay, bullshit the essay, and they say, "Hey, you passed with 100." It's to keep the grade, the GPA looking nice, and then you sit there focus on playing, cause we trying to win, we trying to go far, and if we do, then we're able to say, "Hey, new kids, look at this school. This is where John Wall came from. Hey, school. Dwayne Wade used to play here. Look at all these players we had in here that ended up in the NBA. Like, yeah." And then these kids come in there, they're trying to work their asses off, trying to look nice, carry the school on their back, and then later on it's like, yeah, we raising tuition again. We won the championship. Uh, the GPA throughout the school is really great. We raising tuition. Thank you very much. It's like that's it. At the end of the day, it's just a business. It's just a way to make money. Like, how is the school like has a coach making millions of dollars? And then you got those other schools, they have coaches too, they ain't making shit. Doing almost the same work you were doing. It's just like everything is a business. It's all about making money. It's all about making a profit. It's not really about educating you. Yeah, it's educating you, but now people get so greedy, it's just become more about the money than anything. Because, hey, you come here, we made it hard for you to come here. So we made it hard because we asked you to have a certain level of GPA, and you finally make it, you're all happy, and you think that's it. No, you got to work your ass off to maintain that GPA, and then we get graded, and we're nice, then we raise the tuition for next year. And you're just there for 4 years. After 4 years, you're gone, you're out of there. Next batch of kids, who's next? Yes, bring that money over here, boy. It's 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 like that's all it's about, the money. Because after all, you have all those teachers, you have all those staff that's supposed to clean the place, keep it up, running. The janitors, the this, the that, the coaches, and all that. Like, and then some schools they find a little cheap way. They just have the kids do all the work, right? It's like, hey, we want a photographer, but hell no. We'll hire some students to do that. We want, oh, volunteer for this, volunteer for that. It's like, yeah, we save money by doing this. You know, pay you minimum wage, but tell you, yo, um, we'll give you a discount on your thing, or we'll give you an extra credit for this, and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. It's like they just save money. Like, thank God they save money off of you. It's like, yeah, that's all it is. These big schools, they don't care like that. It's just about their money. Like Troy Ave. It's all about the motherfucking money. That's the theme song for every school. It's like, it's all about the motherfucking money. You know, at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Making a making a little bit of bread off of you. Because after that, you pay them. That's why you don't have to pay them directly, right? Unless you have it. But after that, you take that student loan. That student loan, you go to Sally Mae. Now you owe Sally Mae. You don't owe them. Because a lot of people, I know some folks, they went to community school and they owe money because it was direct, right? And they haven't paid that shit off. And now the school is like, well, you ain't getting your diploma, you ain't getting your this unless you pay that off. Well, you get with Sally Mae, Sally Mae pays it, now you have to deal with Sally Mae. And Sally Mae will fuck up your credit if you don't pay that shit. Right? Because nobody cares. That's the thing. You take student loans, you got to pay that. Then you have a mortgage when you start living your life. Then you need a car in order to get to work. And then you need to be able to buy food and all that stuff. You need car insurance. You're going to, once you see life, man, you're going to be like, oh my God, everybody got their hands out. Everybody wants money from me, and I'm not making all this money. And that's how it goes, man. Until next time, whatever comes up on my mind, I'll make another video. Squad! I feel like doing that shit on my Fetty Wap shit.